And welcome to you, Robert Warrens. My name is Chris Schusler. I know you're finishing up the last couple details here to broadcast this race. This is the Racers Elite League. We are watching Xfinity Series tonight. We are doing we are doing 200 laps tonight from Martinsville Speedway. And if you're unfamiliar with Martinsville, it's about just over, I should say, half a mile track. So we're going to see a little bit of different racing we saw last week. 200 laps tonight. These guys have one fast repair. They are fueled about halfway tonight. 4 tire sets. We have 2 green, white checkers in pocket in case we need them. And these guys are running a fixed setup. We see the pace car pull off, and these guys are green flag. We are off and running right now. These guys are on their way.
Heck yeah, Chris. Thank you for kicking us off there. We got Honeycutt out to the early lead. He set the fast time tonight. And, here we are on SpeedZone TV bringing you the action for the Racers Elite Race 6 here. So, Chris, I don't know, what are you thinking for tonight and the action that we got going on?
Well, I'll tell you what, we tuned in here just after qualifying, so I didn't get a chance to see too much of these drivers. We are watching the pole sitter, if that's correct, car number 13, is that right?
Correct, that's Honeycutt.
Okay, I'll tell you what, I don't know what to expect. I'll be honest, I was going to ask you a little bit about Martinsville Speedway and what we can see or what we should expect at a track like this. What kind of racing um, should we expect to see here doing 200 laps? What can you tell me about some of the characteristics of this track?
I think for me, this is one of my favorite places to be. Is that um, it's a tight race. You're going to see a lot of proximity to each other. Driving in hard to the corners, doing all those fancy things to get the car around the center of the corner, and probably see some door rubbing and racing.
And I was going to ask you about that. So these guys are going to get a little rough around the edges on this track, and I'm guessing here with four sets of tires available to them, that you probably burn up your tires pretty quick if you're not careful. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, I think a characteristic of what you're going to see here is driving in too deep and getting on the brakes too hard, not letting the car roll the center, and allowing somebody to perhaps get on the gas a little bit too hard as well.
So tire preservation is going to be key probably for some of these guys. Otherwise, you're going to burn through them quickly, and then it's not going to pay off for you towards the end. Something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So at Martinsville, and it all depends on, of course, who's racing, who all the players are, who's in your league. But what would you expect as far as cautions? I mean, do we generally see a lot of cautions at Martinsville? If you have the right league and you have the right drivers, will we have a lot of green flag pit stops? What can you tell me?
Well, I'm thinking tonight, short track racing is indicative of cautions, but these guys have put on some great racing. Oh, we got a spin. That's
And
a one car.
there we go. Looks like we are under caution. I was gonna say, looked like he kept it fairly clean.
Yeah, let's just
I thought we,
roll back for a second. We'll take a look at the SpeedZone TV instant replay. Got the 01 machine of Dunaway here, and we'll just let it go. And just, you see, Chris, here's what we were talking about, getting on the throttle a little bit too hard and, losing bite. So, like for me, you want to hit the berm, cut the berm, and then throttle up slowly. But, he's lucky that Dunaway didn't tag the wall and cause any damage here.
and he shouldn't. I mean, we're at lap 11 here, so tire wear shouldn't have been too big of a factor. They could have been nice and hot, perhaps, maybe, but we're not 25 laps in where tire wear maybe was a factor on that. Maybe just pushing a little too hard. Would you agree?
Yeah, just put a little bit too hard on the throttle.
These guys are pacing around right now. We are coming up to lap number 12. And I don't know if we saw anyone come in or not. I would imagine for sure no one's going to be taking tires this early in the race. But I don't know if we saw anyone come in for fuel top off. So that was my bad. We were doing the instant replay, the SpeedZone TV instant replay. Looks like everyone has maintained their position prior to that spin on track. But we should see this pace car maybe make one more lap around before we go green again. So for our viewers here, lap number 13, we did have one minor spin. If you're tuning in just now and missed that, I don't believe, I don't know which number, I don't know who that was, which racer, and again, I apologize, but imagine didn't sustain major damage and should be back out on track, maybe just lost some positioning, of course. We are watching our pole sitter, car number 13, maintaining that position on track in the lead. And the pace car is coming in right now, so we will see these guys come around turn 3 and turn 4, and we will be going green in just a minute here. And we'll see how this restart goes. A lot of times restarts can get ugly, but so far, so good. Looks clean, and it looks like car number 13 is making a nice little getaway on that restart. And these guys are going into turn number 3 right now, still looking fairly clean from that restart. A little bunched up towards the back. But we are off and away. Looking good. First lap after that restart from that caution. Everyone is running well and clean. And car number 13, your pole sitter, is off. Coming through the start-finish line again. And looking good. So we are watching the Racers Elite League. This is the Xfinity Series here. This is race number 6 of their 6th season, and we're here at Martinsville Speedway. Short track racing this week. And if you missed our beginning broadcast here, we're doing 200 laps shown on screen. This is an afternoon race. These guys do have one fast repair in hand if they need it, which could be very likely here at short track racing. 200 laps, that is a lot. And 4 tire sets available to them. We do have 2 green-white checkers available if we need that as well. And these guys are running a fixed setup. So far, so clean. These guys are doing a good job. We are currently on lap number 19. And we are incident-free at the moment. Clean racing since we did have that caution.
Yeah, and Honeycutt's just breaking out to about almost a 8/10 lead, which isn't really a lot, but it is a lot at a short track like this. So 1 second, I think we're just going to take a quick commercial break here and bounce right back to it. So just sit tight, everyone.
Okay. All right, folks, we are back here. We went under caution during our sponsor segment there, and it looks like we have the pace car going in at the moment. We are going to restart right now. All right, folks, we are back here. We went under caution, and it looks like here, number 13 got a nice jump again on the restart. And 13 is off and running here. I would say we did miss it during our sponsor segment, but I do believe we had some drivers come in for fuel. I would imagine at lap 27, we're still hanging on to that first set of tires. Some of these drivers came in for fuel. Car number 13 is off and running. There's a nice little gap. Honeycutt is driver number 13, making his way around. And it looks like the car behind Brandon. Again, folks, I'm sorry I don't have all of the list of drivers, but has pulled a little gap from the rest of the pack as well. Looks like Brandon Honeycutt is still pulling away just a little bit from car number 18, and then we have the rest of the drivers bunched up just a bit. Looks like everyone was able to still maintain their distance and keep a safe restart there. Or a second caution on track here at lap 32 of 200. This evening in the Xfinity Series. We continue to see Brandon Honeycutt still pull away. Doing a good job. Now, we don't know how hard he is pushing that car or not. We'll eventually get to some in-car cams. But he is handily pulling away and pulling out a nice little gap from his drivers. Oh, Alex Teft. We see it live, getting loose, car number 43. That's going to bring out another caution for us, number 3. Pace car coming out. Now we'll see what some of these drivers do. We've only done a handful of laps since the last cautionary. The last caution we had on track. So we'll see what some of these guys do if they need to top off, if they did stay out at that last caution and now maybe they'll dip in. There goes Alex Teft coming in for some damage repair. Looked like it wasn't a major incident on track, so I don't know if Alex is going to cash in that fast repair. If Alex needs to cash in that fast repair, we'll see how that goes. But again, safety car is out at the moment, and we will see how these guys handle that. So far, it looks like everyone is out on track at the moment. Guessing, we did miss that. We did miss that caution segment. Previous. It was about maybe 5 or 7 laps ago. We were doing some advertising then, so I was unable to see who came in and who did what. But a lot of these drivers are staying out at the moment, so I'm guessing that we had most of them come in for doing a little fuel top off. So we'll just watch these guys and see if we see anything of interest. But right now, looks like everyone is still out on track. And these drivers will regroup, take a sip of water while they can. Short track racing is definitely a lot of work, so these guys will probably just appreciate the rest right now. Regroup. These cars will bunch back up, and we'll see if car number 13, Brandon Honeycutt, we'll see exactly what Brandon can do again on now our third restart. We'll see if he can pull that gap or if he's going to have to work for it. We don't know how hard he's been pushing. He has been doing well so far, but he may have been pushing those tires a little harder than expected. But we'll see on this restart right now. The pace car is in, and they're coming around right now, about to cross the start finish. And we are green flag again. Brandon Honeycutt got a great start on that and already pulling a little bit of a gap. We'll see the rest of the field, how they handle this restart. We do see someone going a little, well, not a little wide, but a little dive to the inside. But these folks are doing a good job right now. And we're right now looking at Andrew Teft, car number 98. In your black and white machine. Got to start calling these guys in their machines. Car number 98, black and white machine right now, running in third place behind number 18. And it looks like Brandon Honeycutt is off and running again, pulling a gap from these guys. Oh, looks like car went wide, brushing up against the wall towards the mid-pack. We'll give you guys some instant replays in just a bit. But that looked like that was a little minor skirmish. And we are still off and running here. Honeycutt doing a good job again of like pulling away from that pack. And we don't know what kind of beating those tires are taking at the moment. But he is doing a good job of pulling away from this field, and we'll see if he's going to be paying for this towards the end of this race. But we're not going to worry about that at the moment. We're at lap 44 of 200. So what matters at the moment, where you're at now, and not where you're going to be necessarily at the end. So it looks like Andrew Teft, number 98 in the black and white machine, is running in second. Is still in the distance from Honeycutt. But Andrew Teft might be managing those tires a little more, and that might help him out. Maybe some of these drivers that are midfield might be able to minimize that gap and catch up to Brandon. We'll see. Laps will tell. And it looks like these drivers are off pace at the moment. Are we under another caution? Looks like these drivers are backing off. We are under another caution. We didn't see it live, but we will try and find that on our SpeedZone TV instant replay here in just a minute. I'm not sure where we lost a driver. And here we are, SpeedZone TV instant replay. We're going to try and find that incident.
All right, Chris. Well, we're trying to figure out the issues that we're having with the audio here. I did manage to pull up the replay you were talking about. We're on board with Sean Merriman, and Sean Merriman's entering the corner here. It looks like he's hard on the brakes, and as he gets hard on the brakes, you can see the back end of the car start to drift around. And unfortunately, he's not able to keep it. The 55 car makes it below 80 car, 41 and 57. I'll just make it right by him. So pop up back to the leaders here and see who's started their pit cycle.
And Robert, thank you for that. That is the analysis that the fans want. And if they're listening to me, especially with little or low audio, then I have to apologize to all the race fans tonight because this may be torturous to watch and listen to. But yes, thank you for that. Quick analysis. Looked like it wasn't a major incident on track. Lucky for that driver. And yes, we're watching these cars stack up again. Brandon Honeycutt is still our leader from start of the race.
Yeah, and he's done a great job. I mean, we're almost 50 laps into this. Well, on lap 50 when they're crossing the line, and the degradation of the tires here is not very dramatic. So you get a good advantage from the start. But they fall off. They're at lap 20 or so. It starts to fall off. So you can run quite some time on an old set of tires.
Okay, so I'm being a little over dramatic then with talking about tire management over and over and over again. So yeah, I guess he's doing a pretty good job of that. And we see the pace car coming in right now. These drivers are regrouping, and we'll see if Honeycutt can pull another gap. This is our fourth caution restart, and it looks like he does get another great start.
Yeah, it's easy to get away when you're in the hot seat there. You can get a good jump and roll on by. And behind him there, you can see them all just kind of stacking up 2 by 2 and having a good battle. But jump back a little bit further in the second place machine of the 35, Jacob Plank. And unfortunately, Chris, I don't know what's going on with the technical issues here. It's recommending that I restart the broadcast software to fix the audio issue with iRacing. And I don't think we're going to be able to do that without dropping the stream completely. So I think we're kind of stuck with what we got right now.
Well, I think your analysis may help us through this. If I was running solo, I imagine we'd lose a lot of race fans tonight. But yes, maybe between the two of us, we can salvage this and we'll get through it.
Yep.
Maybe you can give us, oh, well, you know what? Maybe you can give us an in-car cam of Honeycutt and we can see a little bit. Unfortunately, we can't hear, but maybe you can give us a little in-car of Honeycutt and we can see what he's pushing here. Looking at the 35 of Plank. Such an awesome view for all the fans that enjoy this type of racing, but maybe have never done it in iRacing. You really get an idea what these drivers are doing, what they're seeing. It's really cool. A lot of family members I know tune in to watch this broadcast. It's amazing how real iRacing is. Audio, but sounds right. Plank is managing those tires real well.
I think I've finagled something now, Chris. I'm not quite sure.
All right.
But we're back under caution here, so let's take a look at our SpeedZone Instant TV, SpeedZone TV Instant Replay.
Let's do that.
So here we are on board with the 43 machine. Is involved in an earlier caution, and you can just see him sliding out of control ever so slightly. And you know, that's now second caution that we've seen that we are on board with making some contact with that 60 machine, and then the 41 collecting him as well.
Oof.
Yeah, heavy contact.
That was a ugly little incident. That's our first ugly incident of the night there. The Aflac machine, car number 43. And I believe our issue is resolved. Made a quick little jump over. I believe we do have in-game audio. I think we have confirmation as well in some of the comments that we are back. So that is a nice thing here. About 25% into this race. So hopefully we can give them a good broadcast. We can get some good racing in, and race fans will love what they see.
Yeah, it's exciting to be back. It looks like we had Honeycutt roll through the pits there as they're getting ready to go green again.
And let's see, I do see Honeycutt towards the midfield back. Where's Honeycutt at the moment?
Honeycutt's in P11.
Okay.
So our new leader's Plank with Ecker on the outside of him. These guys are going to be entering turn 3 here, getting ready for the green flag.
Now it'll be interesting to see here what Plank can do on this restart if he's able to pull a similar gap as to what Honeycutt was doing.
Yeah, he's getting a great launch there as well. And you can just see just the power as he pulls away from the field here. We're gonna have another caution here. Check it out on our SpeedZone TV instant replay.
I didn't see that from our live perspective.
Here we go.
These guys are getting more and more antsy here with these restarts and these cautions.
See what happens
we have
here.
Some rubbing and some bumping. Let's see.
Looks like we're going to see contact from the 80 car bumping into the 19, and then the 60 car shoots underneath, gets into the 80 car. So it looks like just a chain reaction of checking up here, and that's going to send the 80 car around. So, you know, tough one to call.
Like nothing. Yeah, I was going to say that looks like that would be something that just likely to happen on a restart. But yeah, I saw that as well, just to check up. And luckily for the 80 machine, that didn't look like really anything substantial there in regard to damage, and we'll be back out.
Back to some live action. So
I don't know how much information you had in regard to some of the pits, who's come in, who hasn't, who's done what. Do you have any access to that?
Just looking at it here. I mean, the top 3 cars haven't pitted. We can check a little bit further back. 8th place, 6th place. You can just see on the bottom right-hand side of the screen there, they're indicating that they came in on lap 37, 49. The 8th car, lap 60. The 9th place car, 49, and, you know, lap 60. Oh, they're shuffling around a little bit, right? So it looks like outside. Oh, just the top 3 haven't, the way they're shuffling. Everyone else is pitted.
I'm sorry, Robert. I was going to say we saw Honeycutt lead this race for a long time. He's in, I believe, ninth, so he made up a couple positions after that last restart.
Yeah, well, he should be able to make his way back up to the front again. Good start by Plank there on lap 68. Coming to lap 69. He's going to check out from the field a little bit by a half second already. And, you know, at a place like this, clean track is really important because you get to run your line, your groove, and make the moves you want to make. Oh, yeah, spinning again, the A car.
Oh!
Goes around. Take that back on our SpeedZone TV instant replay again.
Looked like another minor incident. Maybe similar circumstances, another checkup. Maybe just dove in a little too quick. I guess we will see.
Oh. Put this here. Let's take a look. So the A car was our criminal of the caution, lap 70, and he's entering, I would say, into the second groove. Tries to cut it down to the apex, but you can see the car's already in a yacht out state. He's counter steering it there and just unable to save it. The 98 car does an amazing job there of missing that as he slid the rear end around, and he's going to be a solo spinner. With no
and it looked, I'm sorry, Robert, it looked like that number 8 was already banged up a little bit in the rear, so maybe some damage previous before that spin. I was going to ask you, do you think that's a case of maybe some cold tires, you know, being that we just restarted a couple laps ago, just dove in a little too sharp, maybe some cold tires, not enough grip, and that, you know, was a contributing factor to that spin? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of running, and I think, you know, this is where you want to be mindful of where your brake bias is. And if you have too much rear brake, it's going to walk that rear end around. So for myself, I'm going to run about almost 60% brake here to make sure that when I send the car into the corner, the front wheels lock up before the rear. Back up with our leaders up front here. Got Jacob Plank. He has been a consistent runner. He's actually in third place in points right now in this series, and lots of action and battling going on. He's sitting at 180 points right now, and our second place in points is the 98 machine of Andrew Teff, who you just saw did that amazing job of dodging it. And we'll pop it down to our leader. We're just going to watch this restart here. Another great start by Plank with Todd Slauson on the outside of him. Teff does make his presence known with little contact there, little door rubbing. And it looks like we're going to see some carnage in behind there. Slauson gets out of shape. They're 3 wide on the exit there. No room. These guys make it work. Great job. Oh.
Whoa.
Taking it back.
Oh, no.
Heavy contact, heavy contact. Take a look at our SpeedZone TV instant replay again and see what's happening here. All right, so bringing you the action back is got a shot of Benelli on the outside of, looks like the 10 machine and the 55 car. So looks like Benelli kind of just, there's not enough room for the car on the outside of him. Looks like the 57 car to, you know, really run the wall tight. So it's kind of like the tough love of Martinsville.
And the 57 just had nowhere to go.
Absolutely nowhere to go.
Got a double banger there.
Double banger.
Well, we're watching these guys go around again, and give me some analysis here. What are we seeing? This is, I think, the third caution in just a handful of laps here. Are these guys, are they getting a little antsy on track? Are they trying to do too much too quick? Are we looking at old tires versus new tires, old tires? I mean, what can you give the race fans here from all of this going on? What's going on? Why are we unraveling all of a sudden here?
I just think, you know, these type of cars aren't very indicative to short track racing. This is a half-mile over with 2 tight corners. So with the amount of horsepower, the amount of brake pressure that you have to use, you're going to see a lot of people that maybe misjudge that, miss their marker on the wall, and overshoot the corner. So we saw those cautions, you know, earlier on where there's solo spins. It's a tight track too,
Okay.
Chris, right? So what you just saw was, you know, people are getting up out of the groove, going out of the corner, and then there's a car on the outside of them. And they were 3 wide, which is not really something you do at Martinsville.
So we need to see a few laps of racing, and these guys maybe just settle in just a bit, and that might hopefully fix some of this.
Yeah. Green flag here.
I
Plank,
just happened to notice here. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Plank gets a great restart, and that's Tef on the outside. Just can't hang on, and the 30 machine of Redditch is just looking to hold off the charge from Honeycutt and Tef.
And I see the battle for third there. We see Honeycutt back up, making his way.
Yeah,
Here's the third
and
position.
I think he's got the freshest tires, I do believe.
That's a nice little perspective to show all the gaps that these drivers are pulling at the moment.
I'm under a caution again, but I'm not seeing... Are we under caution? Pace car is out,
Yep.
but I'm not showing anything on race control tests of why the caution came out, so I'm not going to be able to bring any action back to show you guys. And Plank's ducking into the pits here. He's one of the only cars that hasn't pitted yet. He's coming in now. He's got some damage on the rear end too.
Well, we've had so many cautions. There's no doubt who's bringing you this race tonight. SpeedZone TV. But yes, we can't bring that instant replay, unfortunately. Okay. You got what? Yeah. Is that better? How's that? Okay. Okay.
All right, under caution still. Lap 85 coming to 86. Seeing a bunch of different pitch strategies start to unfold. So, not sure what's going to be in the cards. 115 laps left. We've seen A few cautions so far. I think that's number 8, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we have seen a few 8 cautions, and we are not halfway just yet. So I don't know for Martinsville if that's sort of around the norm, if we're heavy on the cautions. What can you tell me in your experience?
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna see a few, and cautions breed caution is the cliche statement. And with the varying tire strategies, I'm thinking that we're gonna see some more. Pace car's in here. We're about to go green. Our leader is Redditch, and that leader gets a great start. Teff is on the inside of Honeycutt, a 13 machine who we saw earlier lead a bunch of the race.
Need sponsor. Well, you may get one after this race.
Yeah, you got to bring her home on the podium. I like his line too. It's cutting right tight to the berm. Take a look at his in-car here. Getting loose a little bit on entry. You can see the canister. A lot of wheel input too. Saying hello to the wall.
Yep. Little counters here.
He's doing a good job. He ran a 10th quicker than the second place car the last lap. But I mean, sliding around the car isn't going to pay off if this thing goes green the whole way. Take a look at the onboard of Honeycutt, 3rd place. Oh, we do have a caution. He's clutching.
Yeah,
interesting
I heard
strategy.
That. Maybe, or they were notified, drivers were notified about the caution before we picked up on it, perhaps. But yeah, I did hear that as well.
Got it here on our second. All right, so we're on board with the 19 machine of Benelli. Slows up for the corner, and the 41 says hello. I don't know if you're an Adele fan.
Benelli was involved in a pretty heavy incident, I believe, the last cautionary period. So we're going to see how that works out for Benelli, unfortunately. That doesn't look like a very bad incident, but I believe Benelli probably cashed in a fast repair.
Likely from that last caution he was involved in. Heavy damage. Benelli's taking some time in the pits, bolting on some new rubber here. The right side of the car goes up. Back on board with our leaders, Redditch and Honeycutt.
Honeycutt already back towards the front. Doing a good job. We've seen a lot of Brandon Honeycutt this race.
$105 laps to go, Chris.
think we got a lot of broadcasting ahead of us.
Nah. I wouldn't want to be one of these drivers, though. You know, we can always pop a commercial and walk away. There ain't no popping a commercial when you're in the car.
For sure, that's a lot of work for these guys.
Oh, mention to the 01 machine. He's actually sitting in fourth place right now. He's our points leader. The 01, Sean Dunaway, is our points leader of this Xfinity series right now. So, hats off to him. As a bunch of different strategies are playing out.
And Dunaway's in fourth, is that correct?
Yep, he's in the outside in the white and red car. In a little bit of its hornet's nest with Slauson underneath him and Plank in behind him, and we saw Plank run a lot of lead laps there, and he's probably got fresh tires compared to the others. We just pop up our little tracker here. Looks like Plank is lap 84 for fresh tires, and Dunaway is lap 48, so it's almost 40 laps difference of tires, and that's gonna, get moving around and getting up front a lot easier.
Yeah, I would say that's probably pretty huge at this track. 40 lap difference between these guys battling for the front.
And Redditch you can see him battling that car on the exit of the corner, getting loose as he's holding off the charge from Honeycutt. And the same thing here. Oh, looks like Redditch, Honeycutt, and Fox are all on the same tire strategy at lap 60 here.
Well, we have Honeycutt, and I apologize, I don't know the driver's name behind Honeycutt, but they're keeping Redditch pretty honest here, not letting him get away.
Yeah, I think you're going to watch Redditch start to lose more control of that car, because if you watch him out of turn 4, I believe, he's getting that car squirrely, so watch right about here. Now, just a little bit that time. But I think, in my opinion, he's driving that car very hard, and he might pay for it later on as the tires start to heat up more and more.
Well, from a driver's perspective, I wanted to ask you here. So is Redditch looking a little too much in his mirrors, perhaps, too?
You never know, Chris. Hearing a spin.
I heard it as well. I think they're backing off. Yes.
Looks like he is gone into the pits. Let's see if we can get the SpeedZone TV instant replay to capture what happened.
Do you know who's bringing you this instant replay? SpeedZone TV.
Oh, dang, Chris, I didn't know. All right, so here we are on board with Alex Teft. And, we've seen this spin a few times tonight, and here it is again.
We've seen the Aflac machine under heavy damage.
And just
hopefully he escapes something major here. We're at the 180. And
stopping at a 270?
I think so, yeah. 270, 280. Looks like no one's collided, so yes, all right. Good job. The Aflac machine still running.
Yeah, he towed right into the pits. It's looking like he is off the racetrack and has gone behind into the garage. So we're not going to be seeing Alex Teff anymore. But we are going to see a few cars now on different pit strategies again. The 60 machine's just leaving the pits now. That's Lee Campbell. We haven't seen him much on camera tonight. but
Alex Teft is the Aflac machine. Is that correct?
that is correct.
And he towed, you said.
Yeah, he's showing as in the garage to me.
Interesting. I don't know why that would be.
Martinsville drives you crazy, Chris.
I guess. So we're seeing these guys sort of rack them. Finish your thought on the, we saw Reddick, and he wasn't able to like pull a gap like we've seen under some of the other cautions, I should say. And I was asking about sort of like minding your mirrors a little too much. Like, what do you think as a driver? What's your thoughts on that? You sometimes spend a little too much time looking behind you instead of maybe looking ahead of you, and you're sort of not able to pull away as quickly.
Yeah, and I think that's a contributing factor, but also slower is faster to me, so he might be getting on the throttle too hard, but we're going to watch the restart here. Good launch by Redditch. Honeycutt's able to tuck in behind with the 69 machine of Fox, doing a great job at holding off Slauson on the outside, but not for long as Slauson's able to complete the pass on entry. Let's take a look a little bit further back and see how the party's happening back here. Contact on Redditch from Slauson, little hello tap in the corner.
A little hello.
Hello.
Honeycutt in the lead again.
Nice smooth lines from Fox while he's got Plank chasing him. Fox drifts up the track. Plank's able to get low. He's going to complete the pass. That's going to put Plank in the 4th position. And he's going to continue his charge to the front, Chris. So out of the top 4 cars here, we got Honeycutt, followed by Redditch in the 30 machine, who are on, or last pitted on lap 60. We got Slauson, who's pitted on lap 77, so 17 lap newer tires, and then Plank, who's behind him on lap 84. So, you know, you're nearing 20 to 25 laps of fresher tires on 40 to 50 lap old tires. It's going to start to have a little bit of a trade-off as far as handling. And you can see that Honeycutt has pulled away about a second from the leader, or sorry, the second place car, as Slauson and Plank are trying to work on Redditch.
And these 3 right now are putting in quite a little battle, which is nice to see.
Yeah, it's a great little battle, isn't it? Slauson looks low on Redditch and just squeaks in with a little slight contact.
Nice little respect there, though. That could have gotten ugly.
100%. And, you know, a pass is hard to complete on the bottom because that outside groove does roll. Redditch sends it in deep, trying to make it work.
And I think that was a smart play to know, just give it up versus give it up, if you know what I mean.
Wash in the center. I mean, this, yeah, you said it, Chris. This is a respectful battle here, and these drivers are picking and choosing where to roll over.
Yeah, give up the position, give up the car.
Looks like Redditch is going to get tagged.
Oh, no!
Oh, coming back down.
Oh!
He's just a sitting duck
Oh.
right there.
Yeah, that's the worst place to be stopped on track like that.
And yeah, these racers, drivers do a great job of dancing around him. But, you know, this is going to be the difference of where 20 lap newer tires are knocking on your door when they're 60 laps old.
Well, this may affect Reddich's sponsor.
Yeah, or needing one.
Needing one. He's going to maybe still need one next race. We'll see. No, that was nice. You know, had the spin, but that could have been real ugly. So
here we are with our SpeedZone TV instant replay. That's French for all our fans.
I like that.
Reddit, you can just see, is very high on the entry of the corner, which is an abnormal entry. Let's back it up a bit. So he's coming in 69. I believe that's a Fox. Looks low. Redditch is way out in the marbles already. The car is sliding.
Yeah. That entry equals ugly exit. Oh, and he got nudged there too.
Yeah, and that's Andrew Teff. Gives him a little tap there, but the 69 was washing up the track as well. So, you know, just backing that up for a second, you can just kind of watch the magic here. 69 does a good job, but I think he touches the berm there, shoots up the track, and Teft, who had a great run, gets into the back of Redditch. So, unfortunately, I think that falls on the 98 machine just for the contact there. Otherwise, you know, everything would have been clean and clear.
Well, very lucky for the 30 there to not have any a worse circumstance there. I'm lucky to save the car still. Just a little rear damage, probably, and that's about it. Well, we still have a handful of racing here, lap 123 of 200.
Yep, 77 to go.
And we have a new leader at the moment, correct me if I'm wrong, the 22?
Yep, we just watched him battle. That's the Slauson and Plank. Slauson gets a great start. Plank tries to shut it down and get to the bottom. We broadcasted him before Truth's Hoke here. He did a great job when we were watching him at one of the super speedways, so it's nice to see him having a good run tonight.
Yes, completely different style of racing, so nice to be consistent at the moment, at least, with big track and small track. Good driver.
Take a look at the 24 machine of Ryan Coker. We haven't spoke about him at all tonight. He's currently sitting in the 6th position with the Hornet's Nest chasing behind him. That's the 69 machine of Fox, and the 01 of Dunaway is your current series leader.
Coker under some pressure there. Oh, I think I heard a little carnage on track, would you say?
Yeah, me too.
Oh.
Another caution here, 127. Let's take a look to see what we can find on our SpeedZone DV instant replay. Here we are on board with the 57 car of Roth. Take a look at what happens here. Like the 60 machine wants to get it woed up and run a good line here, but the 57 car just solo spins on the outside. Rushes up the wall. And saw the 8.
Looks like
No, I was just going to say it too, that hopefully 57 out of the way enough for everyone to get around, but it looks like got nudged a bit there.
Yeah, that's kind of odd. Like, he looks to me like he has his foot into the gas again and bounces off the wall here. You see the tires spin?
Yeah.
Instead of the
It's a great
brakes.
observation. Great observation. Because we've seen some of these drivers do a real good job of being able to tuck in and get around when there's a car spun on track. But yeah, you're right. That 57 didn't hold those brakes, it looked like, and started to come down just a bit.
Yeah, unfortunate that he collected the other driver.
Yeah, that is a bummer. All right, well, give us a quick recap here as to where we're at here with our leaders.
Yeah, so current leader right now is the 35 machine of Jacob Plank. Second place is Todd Slauson in the 22 car. Third, Truth Hoke in the 55 machine. Fourth is the 8 machine of Curtis Ecker. Fifth is the 19 machine of Cody Benelli. Sixth, Ryan Coker in the 24 mobile. Seventh is Jesse Fox in the 69 car. 01 machine, Sean Dunaway is our current series points leader, and in his wake is Andrew Teft, who's sitting in second place, and running at our top 10 is the 13 machine of Honeycutt. So these drivers are about to go green again, so let's pop back up front for some action. Hearing some bumping and banging, but nothing happening.
Looked like a good start there, or restart, I should say, from Plank.
Oh yeah, excellent restart by Plank right there. And he's pulling away from the field. He's 6/10 in front of Slauson. Looks like we just got a little bit of pause in our action here while the cars pop back on track.
A little bit of weather at Martinsville.
Yeah, 100%.
We're back. All right, well, we're going to go to an instant replay here and see what we can see. We're going to look at those clouds up there. Obviously, a little weather rolling in Martinsville Speedway today.
Yeah. Well, they're still under green, Chris. It's just a little bit of glitching out here from some server issues, what looks like to be on the iRacing side from us spectating the race.
You know who's not glitching out at the moment is Plank. Plank is has a nice little gap there. And
yeah.
Maybe benefiting from some new tires, perhaps? I don't know when Plank took tires last, but this is a nice little gap.
He came in on lap 84. Truth Hoke in second spot now, lap 94. And Slauson's dropped to third, lap 77. So let's take a little look further back and see how the battle's dancing up here. Get on board with this 8 machine of Curtis Ecker.
Now, is Ecker there minding defense, holding that inside line there like that?
I think he's just being very cautious. He came in on lap 106. He doesn't have as freshest tires as Teff, who just passed him in the 98 machine, or the 13 machine of Honeycutt. So he's just, you know, holding his line, letting the driver pick where he wants to go and being mindful of it. And we're ticking him away, Chris. We're on lap 141, coming to 142, which gives us about 48 laps left.
Well, it's been some good racing. We've seen a lot of cautions, but I guess as to be expected at a small track like this, it has been enjoyable. These drivers have put on a good show.
Honeycutt gets loose on the bottom there and loses his track position on Ecker and has to tuck in behind. Ecker trying with all his might to hold him off. Eventually, Honeycutt is going to make it stick, and it looks like he's going to get it done here on the exit of this corner as they come out of the 2 into 3. Nice job of holding the berm. Here in contact.
Oh, I hear it. Yes, I see the yellow flag. Is that Coker? Yes, it is.
It is Coker. Well, let's see what we see on our SpeedZone TV instant replay. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to see anything because the control.
Coker was doing a good job there, slowly making his way up towards the front. And it didn't look like he had any damage I could see. We'll see what kind of a mix-up
Well, here we got something. 10 machine behind Coker. That's Wayne Scott. Looks like their braking points don't align. And Wayne Scott gets into the back of Coker. He slides down over the berm. And unfortunately gets second little kiss from the 10 car. I don't know.
And a little wall.
Yeah, I don't know if that was consensual.
Should be able to hang on, though, I'm thinking, from that.
Yeah, I mean, minimal damage, but it's going to be interesting to see because now we've had a mix of cars come into the pits, right? So you're seeing Teff is our new leader, followed by Honeycutt, followed by Dunaway, followed by Redditch, Fox, Jarrett, who we haven't mentioned all night tonight. Let's see if we can get a closer look at that car. That's the 80 car. So we've seen him a couple times. We haven't had him on screen.
Looked like Honeycutt made a very subtle jump to the pits, but then didn't. I don't know if that was a little trickery.
Yeah, looking like trickery. And just, you know, Chris, because you're going to ask, because you're seeing that Plank, Hoax, Lawson, the bottom right-hand side of your screen have just come into the pits showing on lap 146. And then our leader up here came in on lap 121. So it's going to be interesting if this is filled with a bunch more cautions. Those new tires aren't going to do too much because Teff and Honeycutt and Dunaway are going to be hard to pass.
You knew I was going to ask, and you know me so well.
Yeah, it's like we're scissor sisters or something.
It was something. All right, here we go again. Another restart.
Going to see the inside lane get a great restart again as it's done all night. Dunaway makes it under Honeycutt on the entrance of turn 1. Going to tune back in just a little bit further back to watch the action here as Teff just checks out with that free real estate. Big checkup. Plank's got nowhere to go. This is the challenge, Chris. Now you've seen the different tires and how they can enter the corner harder, but the car in front of them can't.
And are these drivers under more pressure to sort of know that, okay, we're in the... Oh, no. Here we go.
Here we go. We'll just throw up our instant replay cam and take a look at that. You saw it live first. But
Sure did.
Let's recap and try to dissect the bouncing ball of contact.
That was the 35, I believe, we saw spin around. Is that right?
That's correct. So we're on board with Plank, Lawson, the 22 machines underneath them. That's Fox, the 69 in front, and the 80 machine, I believe, is Jarrett. So Fox checks up, hits the bottom, and looks like Lawson slides up the track and tags Plank. Looking like Slauson just drove the entry of the corner hard, and
The
drivers
55 and the 8 lucky to. First of all, it looked like they just bumped up a little bit, but were able to sort of get through that.
kind of like a game of Red Rover right there, right? Like they held hands and got through it.
That was what came to my mind.
We're just thinking the same tonight.
Scissor sisters.
Cool, we're back on board with Teff, our leader, who's currently second place in points. Slauson's actually in fourth and Hoke's in fifth for points. We talked about a bunch of those guys tonight.
So while these guys are making their way around here one or two more times, so let me get back to my thought here. So we're at lap 154 of 200. When do these guys sort of start to like, okay, buckle down and go, okay, like I need to sort of strategize, where am I at, how many more laps, I got tires, this is how much fuel, and where do they start to go, okay, I need to really get my sort of strategic like game face on versus I got 200 laps, let me just race this thing.
I thought it was supposed to be on the whole time, Chris.
Are we? Okay.
I don't.
I just didn't know if it's, you start to buckle down and go, okay, I got to figure this thing out now.
Yeah, I mean, you're turning 20-second laps, right? So, the straightaways are like 8 seconds each. The corners are like 4 seconds each, right? Or 2 seconds each, right? Or 7 and 3, however you want to slice it. And it really doesn't leave you a lot of time to think about what's going on. So to me, Martinsville is a very much a rhythm-based track where you want to make sure that you hit your marks, make the corner, hit your mark, make the corner again, right? So looks like we just had another little mini glitch in iRacing. Let's just catch up.
That's what you call a mini glitch.
Mini glitch. Teff gets a great start. Not as good as what we saw. And it's looking like it's not sounding too good behind us, but they all fan out.
No, I heard that as well, some cleaning up.
There we go.
Oh boy.
Oh boy is right.
Looks like Coker maybe.
See what we see here. Be on board the 24 machine of Coker. Already some heavy damage, and I think the 24 and the 10 already entered a dance before, but the 35 is looking like he doesn't want to give up the real estate.
Oh.
Unfortunately.
And that looked like that was 3 starting to go into 1 is always sort of a tough.
Yeah, well, I mean, 35's got to be respectful of the car in front of him, right? Like you can't just knock somebody in the left rear quarter panel.
Or you can.
Yeah, I mean you could.
Get this.
I mean you could.
Well, that's a bummer. We saw Coker up to, I believe, 6th place at one point, and now wrecked up just a little bit and slid back down.
These laps are ticking down. We're going to have 42, 41 to go. Lights are still on the pace car, so we got another caution lap to go.
Is driver fatigue playing a factor now? With a lot of these restarts, we're well into the race. It's a short track. We're at lap 160. Are a lot of these guys just starting to feel it a little bit, and that's what's kind of causing these cautions to build up? Would you say?
Yeah, or they're doing the little dance in the seat, saying, "I need to get out of this thing."
The dance in the seat. I get that.
Lights are off on the pace car. They're coming out of turn 2. We're going to try again, Chris. We're going to try again.
All right, I'm excited about this restart.
'98 gets a good start and clears up to the high side and shuts it down. These two drivers are on the same pit strategy.
Looks like Honeycutt's not going to let Teft get away with this restart here.
No, I think Honeycutt's been
Doing a good
one of
job.
our best drivers tonight as far as just being consistent and the line he's taking. So, showing some more carnage here. We got another caution.
Oh my goodness, I did hear some tires. I was
Sorry.
hoping we were going to make it through.
Oh, you crazy. So here we are.
I am
50
crazy.
55 coming down the stretch here. The 8 machine in front of him. It's like they make contact right there. And the 55 just ends up going around. I think he's just going to solo
Yep.
here. That's exactly what he's. Yeah, and that's going to be our replay for that caution. That's all there is to see. Back to live action and see what's happening. So just to recap for everyone, we're at Martinsville tonight. We're doing a 200 lap shootout for race number 6 at the Racers Elite League on SpeedZone TV. I'm Robert Warrens, and my co-host tonight, Chris Schuessler, bringing you all the action as these drivers are winding down with 35-ish laps to go. And it's been caution-filled for the second half of the race here.
And there has been a lot of action. There has been a lot of action. We've seen a lot of good racing. We've had a lot of cautions, but I should say most of the cautions we've had have been very minor incidents. I don't know if you'd agree with that, but we've seen just a little bang up here and there. We've seen a couple like self spins or just a little nudge to a spin. We haven't seen heavy carnage, which is nice. It just goes back to show like how much respect these drivers have in this league and their commitment to good, clean driving.
Yeah, 100%. 100%, but that's not the case tonight. Like, I mean, the incidences have been minor, but still a lot of carnage, right? So Just take 1 second, and we're going to roll our little sponsor video here. All right, thanks everyone for.
Thanks for the.
Oh, go ahead, Chris.
Oh, sorry, Robert. I was just going to say thanks to the sponsors that make this possible. So yeah, you saw the run through. You saw those sponsors. We have KS Designs, Maconi Setup Shop, Admin Box, Sim Racing Media, SRM, AMR Paintworks, GTR Simulator, and Moza Racing. Thank you guys for sponsoring the series, sponsoring this race. Wouldn't be here without you.
Yeah, 100%. Those guys make it possible. They support the Racers Elite League, and these guys do put on a great show. And I just think Martinsville isn't always everyone's track, and it doesn't always give you the best racing, and it takes a lot of patience to run here. So whether it's a simulator like iRacing or it's in real life, you know, there's typically a lot of carnage that happens.
Honeycutt trying to put some heat in those tires, looking for this restart.
Lights are off on the pace car, Chris. 27, 28 laps to go.
Gonna go quick.
Yeah, I think so.
Reminding our race fans, if you tuned in a little bit late, we do have two green and white checker in hand if we need them tonight.
Great launch by Teff again. Even Honeycutt in the smoke. Got the challenge from Redditch on the bottom. Dunaway tucks in fourth. Top four fan out, while got battling a little bit further back. Ecker, Jared, door to door. Oh, 57 gets in the back of. Oh no.
Oh no, that's a bad one.
Well, Chris, you know what we have? SpeedZone TV instant replay.
Oh, an instant reply.
Instant reply. Let's see what happens here. I think we saw a lot of it happen live, but it's always nice to slow it down.
That looked like a big one.
So we're on board,
unfortunately,
with the 57 car. And just rolling in hot on the 80 machine. 80 starts to brake right there. 57 says, I'm not ready. Brake. Sends the 80 car over the berm. So the 80 car has absolutely no control, but the 57 is trying to brake to correct. Plank makes it through with minor contact. Ecker's up into the wall. The 10 is... You know,
Jeepers.
everybody's involved in that. You could just see from this camera angle here. So, yeah.
Do you, in your information, know who has taken fast repairs and who hasn't? Do you have that info?
Unfortunately, no, that won't show. So that's our SpeedZone TV instant replay of
instant replay.
Carnage.
Right. Instant carnage. Well, we're going to see where those guys come back out. We have seen a handful of incidents, more than a handful, so we'll see if these guys come instantly back out on track, or if they're stuck in the pits or even retiring maybe at this point.
I mean, right now there's 20 laps to go. I don't think you're going to see the leaders pit because it's going to be too hard to get around people again, right?
I would think so. It's a lot of work in 20 laps. Car heading in. See if Tabs can get that nice launch. It looks like another good start for Andrew Heth.
Yeah,
keeping the pressure on.
Honeycutt's he's been a very consistent runner so far, so I don't think he's gonna let the pressure off. Hearing some bumping and banging.
Yeah, this is exciting here at lap 181 to see these guys battle it out here for the lead. And then your third and fourth place drivers have their own little battle going on.
Yeah, let's take a look at them and see what's going on here. Blank wants to get around Redditch as quick as possible. Looking at the tire strat here, Blank has got 30 lap newer tires than Redditch.
That's a pretty reasonable amount. Plank just needs heads down, good laps, good entry, good exit. Would you agree with that to try and get around?
Yep. Let's take a look at Plank's onboard.
On the flip side, though, Red is doing a good job of doing the same with those older tires.
$16 laps to go, Chris.
Well, I've got my fingers crossed here. We can see some good laps here towards the end.
Just wait
Bet it may get that sponsor after all. We'll see here.
Yeah. So just apologies to people watching the broadcast. We've got a storm in Ontario here that is absolutely mucking everything up. I'm hearing a spin in behind. Let's see if we can click on it. Ooh.
Oh, no.
Tough break for Fox. He was doing good running. But let's see what we see for the SpeedZone TV instant replay here. Let's see what happened. And, you know, I think, Chris, we've seen this one before, but it's just a different driver that's a victim. 69 comes in hot. You see the rear end tracking out already. And unfortunately, that rear end's going to want to come around. The 10 car's in a drift as well. They might be synchronized swimmers. I'm not sure. But this is iRacing. That's a
That
good,
looked like they were hot and high,
hot
if
and
you know what I
high.
mean. Looked like they were pretty high on the track as well as coming in hot. Probably
Yeah.
a bad combination.
Oh, 100%. And Fox almost got it woed up, and then it overcorrected into the wall. So that's some heavy damage there. Get back up here with our leaders.
Well, we're at 10 to go.
Yep. You think we're going to see some carnage here or what?
I think we're going to see one more incident. Yeah, I do. I don't want to. I don't want to give him the broadcaster's curse. So I'm not going to say much, but it wouldn't surprise me if we see at least one more, especially here with the restart at 191. These drivers sorting back out again, trying to battle for position. It would not shock me.
Yeah, I think we're going to just take a slight different approach here on this restart. We're going to be watching the 30 car of Redditch in the far chase cam just to give us that bird's eye view of what it's like going into turn one with your hands gripped up on the wheel, white knuckling. I'm sure there's blisters forming as there's only going to be 8 laps to go when they cross the line. And just remember, Chris, Plank has got the freshest tires here, so looking at pit strategy in the bottom right hand side of the screen, Teff 121, Honeycutt 123, Redditch 122, Plank 159, and Slauson in 5th is 179.
Okay. You heard it there, race fans.
Just give me 1 second for it to catch up. Oh, man. Apologies to the race fans out there again.
There we go, race fans. It just builds.
And we're showing that it's under caution again here.
Oh, no. Okay. Well, we'll find that for you. Race fans, you didn't miss much.
I don't think we'll be able to go back and see
I
it,
think
Chris.
we got in 1 lap, maybe. Well, look like our leaders are the same.
Yeah, and they're just ticking down the laps under caution here. So, you know, we're in the final countdown. There's probably about 5 laps to go, maybe 4 when we go green. Race number 6 at Racers Elite at Martinsville tonight for the Xfinity Series. SpeedZone TV. I'm Robert Warrens with my partner in crime, Chris Scheisty Schuessler. And, you know, we're making the best we can with what we got here. So, you know, thank you for everyone that's tuning in right now. But there is a storm affecting everything that's going on.
If you tuned in, we got a storm affecting this broadcast. I was just going to recap real quick with our race fans if they tuned in a little bit late here. But yes, you can see we're at Martinsville Speedway. We are doing 200 laps. These drivers did have 1 fast repair available to them. 4 sets of tires. If we need it, we do have 2 green, white checkers. And yeah, we went through our list of sponsors earlier. We do appreciate you being here tonight for the Racers Elite League. We have KS Designs, Maconi Setup Shop, Admin Box, Sim Racing Media, SRM, AMR Paintworks, GTR Simulator, and Moza Racing. Thank you, guys.
Heck yeah, Chris. We're just waiting for these red bars to settle down, and we should be back under action here.
We will do that. While we're sort of waiting on that, do you know where these guys are at next week?
They are going to be off to
I might have that information myself.
New Hampshire Motor Speedway on the 19th, and then off to Pocono on the 26th. And I believe that's, the start of their playoff bracket that starts next.
I believe here, Road America may be their last race after Pocono to end their regular season. And then they have 4 races following.
Yeah, just apologies to people tuning in right now, looking connection back to the iRacing server, but you're probably still able to actively hear the stream. Just having significant dropped frames.
Well, we will do our best to bring you folks the end of this. I know these guys are tired of hearing me, but very thankful to have you with your analysis, Robert, so appreciate that. And it looks like we're back here.
I hope it stabilizes.
Under our first...
Yeah, green-white.
Well, I can see us back here, yeah, under our first green-white checker.
No, we're not going to stabilize, Chris.
Looks like our leaders are the same.
Yeah, we had the top 3. There's still Teft, Honeycutt, Redditch, Plank, and Dunaway rounding out your top 5. But it's unfortunate right now. It's just the storm is just hitting us hard. We've got about 20 centimeters coming in tonight in Ontario, and it looks like it's affecting me pretty bad.
Well, we're going to hang in here and we're going to see what we can do. I'm going to stick with it to the end. Hopefully we can finish this race.
Yeah, this is actually pretty crazy. Fingers crossed, Chris.
All right, folks, bear with us, please. Again, apologies for some of the technical glitches. We are trying to hang on.
Keeps trying.
Trying to stay with you guys.
Yeah.
Hang in there, folks. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like we're not going to be able to stabilize.
You know, and that's just, yeah, like you said, it's just unfortunate sometimes technology. We got so much technology behind all of this racing and all of this broadcasting, and sometimes it's just tough to, sometimes just something has to give way.
Yeah, so hopefully we
get
can...
it all right sometimes, all correct.
Yeah, this is super unfortunate. We apologize from SpeedZone TV tonight. Missing the end of the race here, which is what, you wait around 200 laps for it to happen.
Of course, of course. Well, and weather is a factor, always, It's too bad it did come out to the end, but, weather definitely plays a factor in everything that we do sometimes, and yeah, unfortunately we couldn't bring you the end. We did see some really good racing. We saw some good action on track. There was a lot of cautions. What you, Robert, did say we should expect at a track like Martinsville. So I think we did see, I think we did see it all. I think we did see, what was expected at a track like this. And I think now we're looking at Andrew Teft here, the number 98 machine.
Yeah,
Won
he's
off
our
victory
winner
here at this
tonight,
race.
and it looks like I saw Plank and Dunaway and Slauson move out of the top 5. So maybe some of these interviews can take us through what happened. But different strategies at the end there. You got to remember when we were watching live is that Andrew Teff had 60 lap old tires. He came in at 140. The other drivers came in at 160, 170, and him and Honeycutt were able to hold off the charge.
Yeah, congratulations. That is it's a heck of a victory. That's not an easy thing to do, is to hold off some of those drivers behind, especially at a track like this.
Yeah, 100%. So, I mean, definitely some hard racing out there. And we'll see what we can find as far as like just looking back at some of the results earlier on in the race. But we were pretty filled with cautions.
And it's just tough driving and tough track, tough driving. I mean, we've seen these drivers. We've broadcasted for this league before, and this is a good group of respectful drivers. I think it's just a tough track. It's just a tough combination of trying to just find out where you can kind of get in, take positions, but at a very tough track and a tough car. I don't know if you'd agree with that wholeheartedly, but seems like from my perspective, with my kind of inexperienced eye, that's probably the case with some of these drivers. Just a tough combination to manage.
Yeah, I think that does play a factor, Chris. Like the Martinsville is a tough one to tame as far as just getting the rhythm down, like I was saying earlier, managing your tires, not overdriving the entry of the corners, and then also being reasonable on the throttle on exit so you can conserve everything. So I think that you saw a bunch of drivers struggled with that entry of the corner, which we replayed a bunch of the cautions, showing just the overdriving the entry and then the back end of the car swinging around.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, just waiting to see if any of these drivers pop into the waiting room, or we'll be signing off the broadcast tonight. So just, for those tuning in, apologies again for the storm that's affected what went on for the last, 10 laps of the race. I should have been bringing you guys the action. Did the best we could to round out our finishers tonight. I'm showing that Teff was our victorious winner here, taking home the grandfather clock at Martinsville Speedway. Honeycutt in second, Redditch in third, Campbell in fourth, Fox in fifth, Jarrett in sixth, Coker in seventh, Plank in eighth, ninth, Dunaway, and 10th is Slauson. That'll round out your top 10. So hats off to Andrew Teff here, picking the strategy that got him out front, because, Chris, one of the things that we saw was just the power of being on the whole of the restart and the ability to launch.
Yeah, we saw that with a handful of drivers. Like you said, the power, in most cases getting a great start and then pulling away. So yes, no, for sure. Good job to Andrew to be able to have that, in hand towards the end of the race, where he could be in the lead at the restart, pull that gap, or pull as much of a gap as possible, and then to hang on to that. So that's, right place, right time. I mean, definitely a good race, but I think towards the end, that's a nice place to be in.
Yeah, 100%. So looks like we have Andrew Teff in the waiting room there. We'll grab him in 1 second. Just winding down the end of the race. And, I think strategy was a factor there as we started to play off at the end. But we'll bring him in here and see what Andrew thought from his perspective, and get a shakedown from him.
Let's get the shakedown.
Hey, Andrew, Robert, and Chris in the booth. How's it going, buddy?
Hey, doing pretty good. How are you?
Pretty awesome. We hung in here for the show. You had a few green-white checkers there at the end, but you're able to seal the deal. What were your thoughts on the last 10 laps or so of the race, and could you walk us through some of that strategy that you had?
Yeah, I was really hoping we could just get going and race it out under green conditions, but I don't know, I was getting pretty good at those restarts. So the last one I got blacked for, it said I jumped, but race control looked it over and said I didn't. So I'm gonna go back and look at that. I'm kind of curious. I thought I had gone in the same spot I went all race, but yeah, and Honeycutt was super quick there, and I don't know. I think it just would have been interesting to battle it out and see who was going to be better there on older tires.
Yeah, 100%. And I think, a lot of the different strategies started to play out at the end, right? Like, I think you pitted around lap 140-ish, and you had fresher tires behind you. Were you concerned about the fresher tires at all?
Well, earlier in the race, around, I don't know, lap 75, 80 or something, I think Jacob Plank had been out on really old tires, and I noticed that he had the inside row at the front line there, and nobody could get around him because of all the quick yellows. So once I got into that spot, I just remember that from earlier and didn't want to give it up. It didn't seem like tires really helped that much. Maybe when you're in a ton of traffic, but I just tried to save what I could there. I was able to kind of get a good launch and then drive sort of nice and easy and slow into turn one, and those guys were battling pretty hard behind me, so I think I was able to save some rubber and just kind of stay good at those starts.
Yeah, you definitely did a great job. So this is going to be your third win of season 6 here for Racers Elite. Are you bringing a strategy going into New Hampshire next week?
It's one of my favorite tracks, actually. I've been there a whole bunch of times, or maybe even like 15 or something. Gone to a lot of cup races, a lot of wheel and modified races up there. It's a really neat place. I usually pretty good flat track, so I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Oh, awesome. That's actually like one of the facilities I like as well. I haven't been there physically many times, but obviously on iRacing I have. As far as your win shakedown and everything, you're going into the playoffs soon. It looks like you're locked in. Is there anyone you want to thank for your win tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank you guys for putting on the show, and everybody that tuned in to watch and show up to race. Kind of got a few extra minutes coverage tonight, so certainly sure it was interesting. But I want to thank my family, my friends, and the team, and our servicemen and women. And if anybody's interested in checking us out, just head on over to racerselite.com.
Heck yeah. All right, Andrew, congrats again, and thanks for joining us in the booth tonight. And we hope to see you up here again.
Thanks, guys.
All right, take it easy.
Andrew, congratulations to you, buddy. A nice race. It was exciting to watch those last, handful of races, like 10 to go. So you did a great job, buddy. Robert covered it all. Good luck next week.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, no problem. All right, Chris, did you have any other closing comments before we sign off tonight?
I don't think I have any closing comments. Just thank you to everyone tuning in tonight. Hope we brought you a good show. Sorry we got those last couple laps. Sorry we had a couple issues with those last few laps. But you know what? It was good to be here tonight. These guys put on a good show. Tough track, tough drivers though. And yeah, just pleasure to be here tonight. Nice doing the broadcast with you, Robert. You've been doing a great job. So, yeah.
Well, thanks, buddy. It's been enjoyable doing this with you as well. And, thank you for everyone that joined in tonight on SpeedZone TV for the Racers Elite Xfinity Series, race number 6, 200 laps at Martinsville tonight. You saw Andrew Teff take the crown, the grandfather clock home today, a bunch of different leaders, but he was able to seal the deal on his pit strategy of about 50 lap old tires. So we're going to be signing off from SpeedZone TV. Thank you to the sponsors, GTR, KS Designs, Moza, Marconi Setup Shops, AMR Paints. Definitely, like Andrew said, If you're interested, reach out to Racers Elite and hook up. They do have some great racing here. But, you know, as we commentated earlier, Martinsville is a tough track to tame, and it kind of just breeds crazy sets of cautions and whatnot. And here we are. So, you know, we've been live for about almost 2 hours, and I'm sure you're sick of hearing my voice and Chris's voice. So we'll be signing off and wishing you a good rest of the week. I got to go shovel out the driveway, and hope you guys tune in again and share and like the stream if you can, please. So thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Good day, everyone.